Well, y'all shot a quick video, cold case video. Hopefully it's not that long and hopefully it's edifying. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Makakadash. Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, bishops, great millstone. Much salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect. And this is a dude. This cold case about a dude that he was a rapper and got into it's a backstory. It's a lot of facets to this story, man. But I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I'm not gonna play the sound, for copyright sake. And like, for one, he's about like 13 or 14, and the case that he's involved with as a killer and influencing teens to kill. Um, you know, if you're a parent, and most of the homes are single parent homes now with the woman. If you're a parent and your child, like, you know, women don't say shit about this. Their child making a video, hanging out with dudes like this, but they come into the truth. That's how you know it's some devil worshiping all behind this stuff, man. You know. But this is the one of the dudes he took out. You know. These are those two dudes he killed, man. And he had other teens. He had other teens kill him. Also, as well as what I mean by that, stabbing these two right here, and they got their shirts off. I don't know what I don't know if this dude already sold out as far as the rapper, but come on, man. And then it's a DJ called Suspect and all that. But here's another teen dancing to his music. Now this case he's involved with. He did some diabolical shit, man. You know. And let me see. Here's some of the ones that spoke out. He even spit on the judge in church, but this is one of the dudes he had stabbed. And this dude was in tears, but they were only 15 or 14 at the time that he told him to do this. And I think at the time he was like 25, I think. But, yeah, he's crazy, And he got influenced by these rappers. Everybody think rapping is just fun and jokes and all that. But it's a crazy ass story because he did a drive by on somebody years earlier. Then I forget how he met up with these teens. It was about 4 or 5 teens got involved, and he told them, had have them stab the other teens, put the blood in it, told them to clean it up, told the teens to clean, it was at his house, told the teens to clean up the blood and put it in a bag, put the bag in different trash. I mean, he's like a premeditated, like, type of killer, like, But where are the parents in this, man? Where are the parents? These are 14-year-old, 15. And y'all don't want to say that's just a baby, but y'all, you don't got no supervision. Most women be ready to kick their sons out at 13 or 14. Oh, you need to get out my house. If he's just a child, why the fuck you kicking him out? But I'm just saying how most of these women think, man. So you see it right here. It says pure evil, and he imitate these rappers, man. And those producers and stuff behind the camera, and those executive producers producing that kind of music, Most High gonna judge their asses, man. They gonna get a missile for real. Let me get a scripture. But they didn't grow up with no wisdom. Because if they was, they wouldn't be doing this. I don't know what his nationality is. His race is. I don't know. He looked a little. I don't know. I can't even tell. To be honest. 1 Corinthians 13:11. It says, "When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." Now, even at 20 years old, in this American lifestyle, it's easy to get in trouble. It's easy because you don't grow up with no wisdom. So you could, a lot of us when we were younger, almost got heavy in the streets. If it wasn't for the Most High guiding us out of that. But 20 years old, you could still do some dumb stuff, man. You know, and they were only 15. So, and you copy what you see on the TV. You know, a lot of Jakes wanted to be rappers, still do to this day. A lot of them probably ready to sell their soul, even though they know how the game goes with the industry. You know, especially when there's no supervision and there's no love in the house. And it says the many of that's my always my closing scripture. I mean, I'm tended to make it my closing scripture after these cold case videos, but yeah, that train up a child in the way he should go. Um, so and it's a saying that it starts at home, and it really does, man. None of them had to die if there was true discipline in the home. Now, I know school and school peers, school friends, they got an influence on children, what have you. But, that's why school system is messed up, man. This devil, and here's some of the, now it says, here's a couple of the ones that was involved. I mean, they got killed, I think it was. And it says, the mother, what she say, of slain teens offers her version of motive for her son's death. But you wouldn't. This is what they be doing, man. He's all right. And back then parents was all in the business. Like they'd be on your Facebook, social media. Like, nah, get off that, or I'm taking the computer away from me. Now, kids often act out too by the home situation. Like if their mother got to tell the story about how they broke up with their father. Why don't we have a father? Because they might see other children with fathers. They may see some wholesome households of their friends, and then they got to go back home to their broken home, and they say like, why the hell I gotta, why I gotta live like this? And they can bug out or cause themselves into trouble, man. And we know the curses, but when you have the knowledge of wisdom, understanding, you don't have no excuse to live like you're under the curses. You know. And these were supposed that was his friend. The one that got told to stab the other person, that was his friend. Or as far as I know, they were all sort of had some kind of friend ties. But let me see. And here's another one. They're young kids. I mean, they're older right here. It's probably like he was 15 at the time. Let me see. Friend shall betray friend, King James Version. It says Luke 21:16. It says, and ye shall be betrayed. No, not that one. Let me see if this is it. And it says the foes shall be of they of your own household. Oh, brother shall betray brother. King James version. Let's see what this is. Mark 13:12. Now the brother shall betray the brother to death, and the father the son, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and shall cause them to be put to death. Uh, it's not the one I wanted. But it's many scriptures talking about your mindset. You know, even coming to the truth and becoming a new man. The truth makes you into a new man, but you still gonna fight demons, of course. You know, and that's why a lot of us came in young. So now we're groomed as elderly, so to speak, men to know how to conduct ourselves to the best of our ability. Um, so that was supposed to be in the households of Black, Latino, Native American families, so the children can grow up right. I'll go ahead and get that scripture. Train up a child, King James version. It says Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Yeah, it is something called repetition. Yeah, something called a psychological thing that when you do something, you perfect it. Do something often enough, you perfect it, or it's just automatic. You're on auto. And if you teach your son wisdom and grow up to conduct himself, by the time he's older, that's who he is. Um, but a lot of times there's no discipline and no true love and knowledge in the house. You know, there's no, you know, and there's one thing to be like, well, I fed, at least I fed my children and all that. If you feed them pork and slop and anything you could, and the rest of the time you try to party or do whatever, that's not. It's some women out there grinding and they kids, their kids eat well mannered. I see all these YouTube videos of these couples taking care of children, and they work hard too. They got it. They under the curses too, but they make sure they household is in proper order as the best it can be. Meaning, as far as making sure the kids eat and just don't feed them anything. Well, we just gonna eat canned foods today. No, she gonna make sure that you don't have to eat canned foods, or that your clothes. Well, we poor. Well, she gonna make a way that you don't have to wear holy clothes. You know, the only holy clothes we should be wearing is this truth. It talks about it, wear it like a garment. But if you read that story, man, it's a crazy ass story, man. But it was all young people involved, man, and you know they were scared too under the supervision of this man that they hardly knew, that became like a father into them in that kind of evil way, if that makes sense. Um, so if there was true discipline in the house and a lot of these women were doing their job, none of this would be happening. And I'm not saying that it's not hard, but for you to, for a woman to claim that she did a good job, and these, and it who knows what happened to her as a child. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying you can't brag about. You gotta stay humble with everything. You can't brag about that you was the best mother you could be when you have flaws, and you gotta just admit it. Yeah, I was fucked up back then. I didn't know nothing. You know, and if I would have known those things, I would have done things much differently. But don't act like you just didn't do nothing. I mean, that you was a perfect mother. You know, that's why we tell you now we're not perfect men, and especially before we came into the truth. It was the grace of the Most High, the mercy of the Most High, because we was all doing some stupid stuff, you know. And it's easy to be stupid at 20, man. Especially dumbed down in this American system, man. You were like, nah, you grown men, you should, nah, you could if you chilling and hanging out and drinking with your boys and getting into little mischief here and there, it's easy to go down that route. It's easy to be careless. Even at 20, even as a grown man thoughts. So, that's why they be trying. Y'all be going into the age thing like that's just a baby. Well, why the fuck are they trying 12-year-old children as adults? That's how young the that's the youngest age uh, child or what have you to be tried as an adult was at the age of 12 years old. And I don't know what happened to him. Like I mentioned, that boy that wrestled his cousin, I think it was, and he accidentally killed her because he was watching wrestling and he just imitated what he saw in there, and he didn't mean that. And we know spirits come back. We know this is such thing as reincarnation. But even if that child is reincarnated, whatever, and that person that was back then, is still our job to teach, to have them grow up in the best way possible. And if they stray from it, then that's on them. That's their spirit, Like Most High let things be. Like He said of Esau and Jacob, let them grow up. For what the Most High wants to have of them. But hey, be at peace, man. Be at peace with all men possible. See the child for his childish ways until he become a man, and start to understand some things, and you grow thereof and with him thereby to give him the best knowledge and discipline that you can. So you doing your part. You doing your part, man. Yahweh Shai came to lift us out of the curses, man. Teaching us right, teaching us the way of life, so that we wouldn't have to be hung on these curses, man. I mean, the last dude I showed, he seemed that there was one that was influenced or told to stab the other team. He seemed sincere, man. And he shedded tears. Now I'm not, defending these. If he, he gonna have to pay for what he did, but he still, you could still be sincere. We paying for what we did in the past. We're paying for what we did against the Most High. And brothers are sincere, but we still have to pay that tab, to the Most High get us out of here. Till things change, and then Most High get us out of here. But we see the mercy, we see the glory, we see the love within that. Now, if your child is at home and you thinking you're doing everything right, but he just don't see the love, then you got to question that, examine that, And I'm gonna say this one thing too. If reminded of that story with the two twins, and they, make a long story short, their mother gave them up for adoption to the grandmother, and then she started saying that she wanted her children back, so she got them back through custody, but she was strict. But at the same time, she was going out having fun and all that, and they noticed that. They was like, "Damn, why is she so strict against us, telling us stay in the house and do this, but she's going out clubbing and all that." So they had previous fights. They had fights ever since they lived with her. Just kind of random type of, mother and daughter arguments and then fights. But this particular day it got gruesome, and they stabbed her. They fought in the kitchen, and she grabbed something, and they grabbed a knife or something, and they stabbed their mother. Dragged her to the bathroom, ran the water, I think, and went to school like it was nothing. But that that was a developing situation, man. Nothing just not so. Everything got something, a backstory behind it. There are considered people that are considered mentally ill. They call it psychotic, or whatever. But a lot of these situations that are domestic, or people that share the same circle and that goes left, is usually you know uh, is usually kind of like average living people that go to work, that go to school, you know, and I'm pretty sure and they try to cover it up, but I'm pretty sure, like they said in the in interrogation, they didn't mean for it to go that far, you know. But so this is all because of not the spirit of the having the spirit of Most High. Most High said He'd give him up to reprobate a reprobate mind. Let me get that scripture. Without judgment, a reprobate mind, King James version. So that's what the devil does. He comes to sow confusion. It says Romans 1:28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, see, you can't teach Jesus in your home and things be all right and things be disciplined. No, these are the same people that go to church that do this, man. That believe in Jesus, because Jesus is used. That Jesus card is used just to, for face, for to look like you believe in something. It has no work or no labor behind it. It has no discipline, no structure behind it to where you have to, conduct yourself a certain way. Jesus doesn't demand that you walk a certain way. It says, God gave them over to a reprobate mind, to those things which are not convenient, being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy. Yeah, if you read this story about those teens, it was it was an ongoing thing they were into, stealing cars, uh, just into mischief, like a teen does. You know what I'm saying? If you a teen and your parents are on your back, mom's on your back, whatever the case may be, and say you got to move out soon, and you walking up down the street, you know, and you don't really want to work, uh, and that's a thing with them. Like teens, a lot of teens are spoiled these days. They don't want to work for shit. But they never taught how to. They never taught to where they would develop a work habit or a work ethic. So they walking down the street, they be like, man, hell with this, man. My life is going bad. I'm gonna steal this car. You know, especially if they seen a family member do it already and do it already and get away with it or whatever. Or they always bragging about how, yeah, man, yeah, I see some, this one house got some stuff in it, man. It's easy to break in. All we had to do this, and you be like, damn, if it's that easy, you know. But that's what happens when you just hanging out as a teen and talking and smoking weed and drinking and all that. You gonna get into some mischief, man. And that don't mean you're a bad person. You were just influenced to do. It says the wicked seduce my people too. It says maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, full of envy, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient, to parents without understanding, covenant breakers without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High that they which commit things are worthy of death, not only to do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them, man. You worthy of death if you do these things, man. Envy, deceit, debate, proud boasters. And that's a lot of what this world is made out of today. That's why this place is going to be destroyed. Spirit seduces my people, King James Version. It says, 1 Timothy 4:1, it says, now the Spirit speak expressly that in the latter time shall some depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared without eye. So that lets you know that spirits are seducing, man. There's spirits out there, man. Especially if you're drinking liquor, which is called spirits. You're going to get a spirit on you. You might get an angry demon on you, you know. Let me see. Wax Cold, King James Version. It says Matthew 25, 24 and 12. It says, and because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, because they seeing, nothing getting better. So they gonna be like, well, hell, I'm it takes the mind is a very complex thing. Because once it learns something and it picks up, creates a habit, creates a reputation, repetitive, doing something repetitively, it kind of, like I said, it kind of goes on autopilot, and you'd start doing some things like, what the hell did I do that? Why did I go back to that old life? What the fuck? Why did I go back to that circle, that block? Because your mind missed those old times. Get a smoking demon on you and shit. You gotta shake that shit off, fight that shit. Fucking with bitches, demons. That player demon on you, and that causes Jake a lot of trouble. All these facets of life that Jake pull from affects him when he gets older, well, even as a teen. I don't want to talk too much, so hopefully it was edifying. To the next video. So long.